Tell him also you've been sniped.
Podcast.
We know people want to know about the woe is me shit going down. What's going on? What's going on? You guys have you've released so much, but at the same time have released so little about what's going on.
I know. It's there's yeah. Well, okay, so let's start at the beginning. So basically, several weeks ago now, I got a text from my buddy Kendrick in Dallas. He works with Mike Ziemer. You know, he puts on the So What Fest every year. And I've known all those guys for years and years. And Kendrick says, "Hey, so what are the chances that you could get close as the original lineup to or as close wow what are the chances of you getting as close to the original lineup of Woe Is Me together as possible to do a festival in Dallas in October?" And I was like, probably not gonna happen.
Really? So you're
and
pretty strong about
not because I didn't want to. I just didn't, I didn't think that was possible. I mean, and a couple of us have kind of over the years have kind of said like, oh, we should do like some type of reunion thing. And then it was never more than like just a brief discussion,
Oh yeah.
Or like joked around about it or something. He was like, well, look, man, he was like, we're kind of serious about this. Like it's, definitely a serious question. And so I was like, okay, let me think about it for a second, and let's get on a call with Mike. And so we all talked about it, and he was like, yeah, dude. He was like, we just got to thinking how awesome it would be to have you guys on this festival that we're doing, and just let me know what you think. And so we talked about some details and everything, got logistics. And I was like, first of all, you got to understand like what you're asking, because we haven't been a band since 2013, but
it's crazy
and since the 7 people, that basically when he said as close to the original lineup as possible, that's the Vengeance lineup, which is kind of what's happening. And so that's 5 out of 7 of the original members of Woe Is Me. And so I was like, we haven't been in the same room together since 2011, so even longer than that. And just with the amount of instability with the lineup over the course of the band and everything like that, I was just like, there's just a lot of things you got to realize. Like it would be kind of a big deal to make this happen. I was like, but look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make some calls. And so I hit up Michael and Kevin.
So did you call them both at the same time, or like who'd you call first? Or because do they live together?
They do actually.
Yeah. Okay. So conference call. So because my next question was going to be, who'd you call first and how'd that go?
So it was basically Michael and Kevin were together at the time. And so I was like, all right, boys, we got like a serious offer to do this. And they're like, huh, I was like, I think it would be cool. I don't know what you guys think. And they both were like, yep,
yeah.
We decided to basically like each of us would call one of the other guys, which was crazy because it's like, some of us haven't like really talked to each other in a really long time, and not because there was still like some type of bad blood or anything, but just because like everybody is just living their own lives.
Yeah. I mean, it's been 11, 10, 11 years, people move on, they have lives, they different bands, and all that different stuff that just goes apart with leaving a band and growing up. So it's like,
Yeah.
how do you be like, hey, random out of the blue, you want to reignite this band that we did when we were actual kids? Like,
right.
yeah.
And that's wild to think about too, because it seems like it just seems like another lifetime ago. And I mean, it
does
been the better part of a decade since the band broke up. So it's just crazy to even think about like doing it again. But so Michael and Kevin, when I called them, were like, yeah, I mean, they were down, and it was just kind of like exciting, but it was also like, let's see what everybody else has to say, because everybody has to be down,
You got half.
It can't be like, I don't really want to, I don't know about that, or, whatever. But surprisingly, everybody was really open to it, and everybody seemed to be really into the idea. Which, yeah, I mean, and not to say that I didn't really think anyone was going to have any major pushback or anything like that, but it was just surprisingly easy to get everybody on board. And so I told the guys in Texas, like, hey, I think you got a deal here. I think we can make it happen. So they sent us an offer, and we still couldn't talk about it, for a little bit. And so it was just kind of just happening behind the scenes, and no one really knew, like,
what was going on.
I didn't tell very many people at all. Yeah. And so it was kind of difficult to like keep that like a secret, I guess, just because it was so exciting. Like, I couldn't believe, like, we're actually going to get together and play a show. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy. Like, even myself, on Instagram or Twitter, I forget where I first saw it, but like, I think I've followed the Woe Is Me account or accounts for a very long time. And for the longest time, there was no activity on it or anything like that. And randomly, some days I'd find myself like looking at the account because maybe I got tagged in a post like forever ago, and someone retweeted it, and I'd be like, oh, well, damn, they haven't posted forever. And then like out of nowhere, I started seeing like the Instagram and stuff like that. So like that must have been so hard to not, be able to tell anyone, like social media, like everything. Like, God, that shit sucks. I hate doing that. It's so hard.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, just because it was exciting. And so, yeah.
So how long ago was that when you got the offer? Or like not the official offer, but like when your buddy hit you up and was like, hey.
I want to say it was either late June or early July.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit since like this first came up, but a lot of people were wondering like, has this been something they've been planning for like a really long time? And no, like it happened really fast. And I actually just went back and looked, and yeah, it was the beginning of July when Kendrick hit me up.
Damn.
And so
very quick.
Yeah, it's super quick. There wasn't really like a lot of planning that went into this. It was just like, bam, do you guys want to do this? And we were like, yeah. And so
well, I think
a lot of people were speculating like, oh, they've been planning this for like months and months and months or whatever. Or no, it literally just happened on a whim, and the timing was right and the planets aligned, and boom, Woe Is Me is reuniting to play this festival. Like that's
sick. I think what can attest to the fact that like this hasn't been planned out for months and months and months, and it's very, very shotgun wedding, if for lack of a better way of saying it. But like you guys, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Michael or even the band Twitter or someone, maybe even you. I don't know. They were like you guys were looking for a rehearsal space. I was like, if you guys have been planning this for months and months and months, you guys would not be like asking the public for rehearsal spaces, like that just proves that like this has not been planned for very long at all. So I definitely thought it was longer though. Early July, like maybe another month, like June or May, but like.
Yeah, no, and I was thinking, I was like, maybe it was like the end of June, but no, I went back and it was the beginning of July, like not even a week into July. So just over a month ago was when like this all came to be. So it's still very fresh, very like it's new for us.
Yeah.
Too, I know it's like a big shock to a lot of people, and it's like, oh wow, that's crazy, but it's like, it's still like a brand new thing for us. And we did get a practice space, by the way.
So. Oh well, I think everyone who is a fan of Woe Is Me or has any ties to you guys have seen the post and stuff. And believe me, I was like zooming in, like, oh, what the heck? Like, it's just crazy because I was used to Mitch's basement as their practice spot. So it's like like, I don't know why I was it wouldn't happen, but I don't know why I was expecting to see that same basement, but it was just, I'm glad you guys got a practice space for sure.
Definitely.
A lot of practicing to do, I'm assuming, maybe.
There is. I mean, we, for a few of us are like relearning these songs completely.
I was going to say,
so, but I mean, at the same time, and we kind of talked about it, like, it seemed a little daunting at first, to go back and kind of think about like, okay, well, what songs do we want to play and how long has it been since we played all these songs? But, we got to shake off the dust a little bit and get our chops back up and everything, so to speak. But at the same time, we played a lot of those songs like hundreds and hundreds of times.
Muscle memory,
so
you play them a couple times.
That's what I said. I was talking to Austin because he was like, dude, do you understand how long it's been since I've touched a drum set? And I was like, yeah, but think about exactly. That's what I said. I was like, you're going to sit there and it may take a few times to like come back. I was like, it's your body, I think, is just going to react and you're going to know what to do.
Yeah. For sure.
It's just muscle memory. And so we've all been practicing like at home and stuff too, or like, for me, it's, I can pretty much practice like wherever.
Yeah. You can practice in the shower
individually, know, I don't have like a guitar or a drum set.
Right. Yeah.
Any of that stupid stuff.
So,
no, just kidding. But,
so let's see here. Where's the practice space? Like what state? I don't even know. Like,
so we're in Georgia.
Is everybody in Georgia?
Everybody, well, except Andrew.
So Andrew is a part of that fucking Guido. Yeah. Andrew, if you're listening to this, I love you. I mean that with all the love in the world. So he is a part of that. I didn't see him in that. You guys posted kind of like the same photo. I don't think I saw him.
He wasn't in it, and Ben also wasn't in it.
So Ben too.
Andrew, for obvious reasons.
Guitarist of the year,
Canada, but keyboardist of the year.
Keyboardist of the year. Damn it.
Alternative Press 2011 keyboardist of the year, Mr. Ben Ferris.
Is he going to be plugged in? That's no shade. He'd probably make the same joke as me.
No, Ben has been practicing like crazy, just like the rest of us. Damn. It's sick, man. It's cool. It's way cool. But he had something going on with work, so he couldn't be there.
Yeah.
There's a couple people had asked, like, "Where's Andrew?" And someone,
someone
actually made a joke, like, "Oh, Ben quit already."
Oh my, oh my god. Well, yeah, that was me too. I was like wondering because I don't know. I assumed that it would be the majority of the lineup, and of course, I looked at like who the band Instagram is following, and all these things, and it made it seem like everyone was joining. And I was like, well, I don't see Andrew. Yeah. I don't see Ben. Like, I don't know. So that's cool. So you got the Ferris brothers. That's 2. Andrew. You got Kevin. You. Austin. So 6? A 6-piece?
And Michael.
Jesus. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah. Don't forget Michael.
So, okay. Damn. 7-piece. Shit. Oh, that stage better be big.
I hope so.
It's going to be a lot of you.
Right.
Dude, I don't think a stage has seen a 7-piece.
We made it work.
Yeah.
Do what?
I don't think a stage has seen a 7-piece in quite some time. I mean, besides the band Ghost, but that's like a whole different level.
Yeah, who knows, man. But I mean, we made it work then. We can make it work now.
Well, you guys were much tinier then.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't mean that. No, I mean, we were young. We probably gained some inches and muscle and stuff like that. No, come on. I'm not doing anything like that. We're kids.
We were kids, man.
Even though we were above the age of 18, we were still kids.
Oh, 100%. We, you know,
looking back for sure.
Like Kevin, like graduated. Like he flew. I'm pretty sure he flew from the studio while they were recording Numbers back home to take his test to graduate, and then flew back to the studio.
That's so funny.
High school.
Damn.
Like, that's nuts, bro. And even when I joined the band, I was only like 19.
You
maybe
still had
18, something like that.
Right?
Well, so
I remember I was in the studio with them when they were looking for the vocalist, and then you flew out.
Yeah.
And I think
so right before I came down there, I cut my hair so it was just short again.
Yeah.
I actually rode down there with Michael.
Damn.
To the studio.
Long, fun drive.
Yeah.
So
you
probably wanted to kill him, probably, right? So
I don't know. I was just super nervous around that time. I was like, man.
Yeah.
But
going with the rehearsals, I wanted to ask, just because I feel like this is something that maybe people might want to know because they might have like their own guesses. But what was the first song you guys played? The first song you ran through at that first rehearsal?
The first song that we played through was actually a song from Genesis, and it was I've Told You Once.
Okay. Alrighty. Why that? Just ran like, hey, what do you guys remember? Like, what do you remember? Like, what do you remember?
I don't really like. I don't want to give away like too many details regarding like
I was gonna say there's
the
not
set
a lot
list
you
and
can
stuff
say.
like that, but I can say that, I mean, given that we are going to be playing some songs from both Numbers and from Genesis, as well as the singles like Fame Over Demise and Vengeance, of course. I don't really know why we picked that one first. I think maybe because the like click tracks and stuff from back then were kind of like jumbled up, and we had bits and pieces of stuff from different like set lists and different times of the band. And so yeah, I don't know, but it was fun. It was definitely funny because, you know, with Corey and Michael, like neither of them were a part of Genesis.
Oh yeah.
But it's and I was thinking, I was like, how weird must like that, you know, that feel or whatever. I was like, but I guess it's not any weirder than like me singing songs, you know, when we were on tour singing songs from Numbers and stuff, you know. So
it's kind of the reverse. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that.
But yeah. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be playing a good mix of songs from both records. I think, you know, for people who were a fan of one particular album or the other or both, I think everybody will be happy with it.
Oh yeah. So for this Monster Mash, October 29th in Dallas, So like
Monster Mash. Austin called it that too.
Monster Mash. Oh shit, Mosh.
Monster.
Damn it,
Mosh.
And you know what's
Monster
funny? I have it literally right here in my notes, spelled correctly.
That's all right.
Austin, and I still said Mash.
Austin put like hashtag Monster Mash on like the original post and like I think in our bio and everything, and I had to be like, no, it's Monster Mosh.
So okay, Monster Mosh. October 29th.
Monster Mosh.
Obviously, the lineup is not announced yet.
It is not.
But,
so it's far it's us and then the band Close Your Eyes.
Yeah,
is also getting back together for that, and that's all we know so far. That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, without saying, because of course we all want to know, and I don't want you to say anything that you can't and get in trouble, yada yada. But like. Pretty big. I mean, obviously, Mike Ziemer knows what he's doing, so he wouldn't throw something that's not going to be legit. Like, of course, he's bringing 2 bands back from, death back to life. So it's going to be resurrection. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. So, I mean, like, how is that going to be for you guys going back into it? Like, I know you guys are rehearsing. There's all that aspects of, learning or relearning the music, all of that stuff, but going to travel. There's the aspect of bringing gear, like all of the other stuff that like is on the tech side, like that's what I'm kind of talking about with like, okay, cool. You booked the show. You guys are all on board. You're practicing. Okay, cool. There's going to be a time where there's the other part, the pain in the ass part.
Right. The part that nobody ever wants to talk about,
exactly.
The logistical side of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. No, there's definitely been, a lot of planning, a lot of discussions about just about how we want to travel and what makes the most sense logistically, financially.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are we taking with us, stuff like that. And so it's taken a lot of like really careful thought and consideration, which because we're just coming back from nothing basically. We don't have like a management company. We don't have like, like a team of people telling us what to do, which is honestly super nice because even though it may be like kind of a pain to sit down and figure all this stuff out, like it's nice to be able to have the freedom to do that and to do it in a way that we want to do it in a way that makes the most sense for us.
I get that.
And so, but yeah, it's like, when we first like talked about it and we're like, yeah, we're going to do this. Then like almost probably the next day, it was like, wait a minute.
How are we
like we have to figure so much stuff out. Travel arrangements, merch designs, do we want like someone to run merch for us? Do we want to have a sound guy? Stuff like that. And of course there's like way more details than that. Those are just like things that just popped into my head as we're talking about it. But I wouldn't say it's been like a logistical nightmare or anything, but there for sure has been a lot of planning that's gone into it already, and that we're still we're still working on. So, but I mean, it's like I said, it's really nice to be able to, collectively decide like this is what, we want to do, as opposed to someone saying like, okay, well, this is what you guys are doing, like it or not. So
just the freedom.
And also I'm taking 20% of your money. Like
that too. Yeah, for sure. You mentioned merch. Obviously I know you probably can't give anything away, but I mean, is that you gotta have like a throwback, dude. You gotta have like a throwback to like an old, like, doesn't have to be like an exact thing from like back in the day, but like a revamped old merch design that was like the favorite. Dude, that'd be sick.
Believe it or not, we actually
you just have
kind of talked about that a little bit. And so that would be funny if we had like a warehouse
you
full
just
of
still have
old
it all,
me merch. Right. But as far as like the design aspect, I think at least Andrew has a lot of the old designs. I don't know if he has like all of them,
Yeah.
because there were designs that were released and printed on shirts before he or I were in the band. But we definitely have talked about bringing a couple of older merch designs back.
That'd be sick.
Which I think would be cool.
Yeah, save me one. I'll buy it. I'll Venmo you some money and just
Right.
save me a. Yeah, when you release the shirts or something, be like, hey, save me one.
So,
for sure.
But Andrew, I got you.
Yeah.
I'll get you a couple different shirts. But Andrew's working on. He says he has a catalog.
Of course he does.
Is he of designs? So. We actually are going to be right. Hey, I forgot about that.
Right?
I wonder if he still has any of that old stuff.
I was always bugging him.
I need to ask him.
Let me get one, and he never gave me one. Fucking dick.
Right?
Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you get that for like.
I thought we were
$.
boys.
Yeah. Oh, we're living in a Georgia house with like 10 other people, and you won't give me a fucking shirt. Come on, dude. No, I get it, but that's sick. Though.
So that's probably like the next step for that is just us sitting there and looking at this catalog of merch designs and seeing what we want to do with that. But that's exciting to me, just to see like the name "Woe Is Me" printed on like t-shirts again.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's cool,
Well, I sent you the thing that via text, I sent you that little image thing I made for just posting about the episode and just dealing with the S in brackets and stuff like that. And even just typing to save the image, "Woe is me," yada, yada, yada. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
It's like, what year is it?
I know. Is it 2011, 2012? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It was nuts. Yeah. But definitely a throwback. It's insane.
For sure. Like, it's, I don't know. It just, if, like I said earlier, it feels just kind of like another lifetime ago. And, with it being like a decade, I guess, that is a long time. And, we're all adults now. We're all, got jobs and everything like that. And so, I think another thing that's exciting about it is, we get to kind of like rekindle those friendships we had and now that, there's not really any pressure to be any certain type of way, and so it's just fun, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, which is cool. Everybody has like hobbies and stuff like that, but to be able to do something that we used to do together, and just have fun with it, man, it feels really, really good.
I bet. Well, this is a good way to ask this. One thing I wrote down earlier today that I wanted to ask you, and it kind of segues from what you were just saying, is, what is it going to feel for you to go back up on stage and perform these "Woe Is Me" songs again? And, there are these songs that you've written, you've written these lyrics a decade ago, like, to get back on stage and perform those, like, how, I'm sure it's going to be emotional in some sort of way. I'm not saying you're going to get up there and start crying, but like, it's got to have you feeling some kind of like anxious, happy, weird, I don't know, like so many different emotions, I'm sure.
Definitely. I don't know, man. There might be some tears shed over this. Who knows? But
just the honestly, one tear, just the one dramatic tear.
One solitary tear.
Oh yes.
It's very exciting, honestly. Just because like they were so much fun to play live back then, like all those songs and just to kind of touch on like the overall response that we've gotten so far, just like with the teaser video that we did and then announcing the festival, like it, I think, was like kind of a way bigger response than any of us thought it would be. Like we knew, like, or at least hoped that people would be excited about it, and people, a lot of people over the years have reached out to me, and I'm sure everybody else, just like, oh, when is Woe Is Me getting back together? Like, it was so cool to see you guys back in the day and all this stuff. And but the overwhelming response that we've gotten has just been humbling, I think. And Michael was kind of talking about it the other day, and said the same thing. It's just, even though, Woe Is Me back then, weren't like selling out arenas or anything like that, but the impact that our music had on so many people all over the world is just, it makes you feel really grateful to have had that opportunity. And it's just, we're humbled, I think, just by the response. And so to be able to have the opportunity to, play those songs again, especially knowing and seeing people say how much these songs, mean to them and everything, is just really kind of surreal, I think. And when we were younger, when we were kids, I think that, not to say that, like, we took the experience and opportunity for granted, but we just, I think at certain times, like, we didn't realize like what a good thing we had going, I think. Just because it was so easy to be caught up in the moment and like loving life, and we're young kids, and we're, out on the road on tour, and just having the time of our lives and stuff. You get older and you think about things like, the reasons that you got those opportunities, and the people that you did impact with your music. And I don't know, it's just exciting, and it makes me feel extremely grateful and humbled, and just so stoked that we get to do this again, and that anybody cares. Like, it's just, I mean, it's there's a lot of emotions behind it, for sure. And dude. So
I can imagine, dude. It's, once you guys step up there, it's gonna be insane. I can't wait for, I mean, it's gonna be great. You guys are gonna kill it.
And anxious, I think, is one of the things that I feel, and not even anxious in a negative way. Just more so like anticipation and excited, and a little bit nervous. Well, because it's like,
you're human.
we've I think we've all played shows like outside of Woe Is Me since then. And so, but to be going back to that after all that time is just like, oh no, like what? Like, do we still got it?
I'm sure you guys do. Well, that's why you guys are rehearsing. Get it tight.
Right. And I gotta say, I've gotta say, get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. I've got to say that the first practice, actually, given the fact that we hadn't played together in all those years, and that none of us had practiced these songs in that amount of time too, was just, I think the first practice went very well.
You guys fell right back into it.
I'm just stoked to continue making sure that we make those songs sound as awesome as they can, and as awesome as people remember. So
I'm sure it'll be great.
Dude.
Yeah,
we're definitely I think we're all pretty happy with how the first practice went. So
so to kind of close this out, because I wanted to kind of keep it short and sweet, straight to the point. Kind of to close it out, I mean, you obviously have the Monster Mosh, October 29th in Dallas, Texas.
Monster Mash.
Or no, that's the lineup announcement, right?
So
October.
Yeah, so
okay, sorry. Here we go.
So Monster Mosh is happening October 29th in Dallas.
Okay. I was making sure I had my dates correct. So you have the Monster Mosh, right?
Yep.
And then, Oh, sorry, you're going to say something. Go for it.
I was just going to allude to the full lineup being announced very soon.
Okay, cool. So, Monster Mosh, not MASH. It's not a one and done, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people flooding the inbox. You know, like you guys are hinting at writing new songs, like all these things. Like, I'm sure they want. I know you can't say, everything you want to, and I understand that, but like, there's got to be some sort of plan to continue forward a little bit.
So that's we had talked about, like, when we first agreed to do this show, but it was almost like an instantaneous conversation. It was like, well, we can't just do this one show.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know, like maybe, it'll just be like, oh, a reunion. But then it was like, well, how, dude, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
If like literally like this is it. Like, and so while I can't go into detail at all, I wish I could. There's definitely we have more shows in the works. As far as the music goes, like we have kind of like had some discussions about it, so we'll see. I think right now the vibe is mostly like let's do the festival in Texas. Let's play the other stuff we got going on, and feel everything out. So there's definitely more stuff on the way. This is not a one and done. So yeah.
Well,
without going into too many details.
I know. People are probably like, what the fuck? But
I know.
It is what it is.
I wish I could talk about it.
Right?
But yeah, this is not like a Woe Is Me's doing a reunion show and that's it. That's all. Good night. See you later. Like, there will be more things. How you doing? Man.
Fucking hell. There you go. That's gonna, Woo. That brought back memories. That's crazy.
Right? Maybe a little PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
shit.
No.
Tell Kevin.
Will be.
Tell Kevin when you see him. Tell him I said, how you doing?
How you doing? I'll tell him.
Thank you.
I will tell him.
Awesome. Maybe, and Andrew too, because he was in on that too.
He was.
And tell him also.
He definitely was.
Tell him also you've been sniped.
Oh my God.
You've been sniped.
Man, that takes me back to
the studio.
Oh man.
For sure.
Yep. 100%.
Damn, dude.
That miserable, like,
janky ass
hot, tiny little room everybody slept in.
Yeah.
Except for me, I didn't get a bed, so I slept in the vocal booth, so that's fun. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to tie everything up, we are definitely, there's definitely more things happening than just a reunion show here. But I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it. I'm sure I can speak for everyone that we're stoked to see what else is coming up. I'm definitely going to look out for content for the Monster Mosh. Super stoked.
Yes, please.
Hopefully
Anybody that might be listening, if you haven't gotten a ticket yet, go ahead and get it before you can't get it anymore. And also be looking out for the other things that we're going to be talking about pretty soon, actually. So you're not going to have to wait that long to hear the next thing we're going to announce. It'll be happening soon. I will say that.
Sweet. And I'll have all the links for the people listening. I'll have links in the show notes for tickets. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you already follow the band on socials, so I'll have those links anyways. Anything you want to say before we peace out?
Just thank you to everyone who has always been supportive of what we were doing back then and continued to listen to the music all these years. And the response, like I said, that we've gotten just initially from this has been super awesome, very humbling, and just almost overwhelming. And it's just awesome. So thank you guys so much. And we are excited to be doing this again. I'll just say that. And yeah. Right on. Thank you, Daniel, for having me again.
Well, dude, no, thank you. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. We'll have you on sometime soon just to shoot the shit. Maybe after the Monster Mosh sometime we can get back on and we can rehash what we were just talking about and all of that. But I appreciate you coming on and on your Friday night. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. It was great talking to you. And
well, tell everyone I say hi. For sure.
I will. I definitely will. We're practicing tomorrow, actually. Boom. So I will tell them.
Sounds good, man. Well, yeah, keep in touch. Hit me up anytime, and especially if you need anyone to take photos and video, fly my ass out. Let's go.
Hey.
Hey. All right, brother. Well, take care. Have a good night and a good weekend, and I will keep in touch.
All right, man. You too. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.
The Daily Podcast. Podcast.